Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, ScottDog. Thank you very much for joining us. As you can see, we're about to start playing some Baldur's Gate 3. I'm going to say excited for this game. I've already been playing a reasonable amount of it now. I want to caveat that by saying a reasonable amount feels to me like about 3 or 4 hours. But I will tell you when we get to that and when we're doing something new that I haven't seen before. But equally, I think this game changes quite a lot depending on the character type you are and who you're playing and how you're playing it. So that's what we're going to get into today. We're going to start something new. I'm playing this multiplayer with Nick, so I'll put his link in his description to his Twitch channel. If you want to go over there, follow him. You might well catch us playing a different type of character in a different type of game. Equally, I promised my friends in IRL that I would play this with them as well, so I'm waiting for that to start. So I might be doing 3 runs of this in sort of different areas. But I hope you're going to stick with us for this. If you don't know, Baldur's Gate is a big RPG. It's built around the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. Don't worry too much if you don't know the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. I will do my best to explain them. I'm no expert, but I'll do my best to explain how that all works. I do play D&D occasionally, so we'll get into that. We're going to start a new game. I have to say, in this first cutscene, if you're a little bit squeamish, maybe look away just for a bit, but I'll keep quiet and we'll get into this. Well, there we go. I told you if you're squeamish to look away. That is a little grim. Now, we get to the character creator. I'm going to try and fly through this a little bit, but I'll do my best to explain some of the things we're looking at. Now, we've got these original characters, so we could choose to play one of these. The Dark Urge is one I'm really interested about. If I hit play here,
my rancid blood whispers to me, kill, kill, and kill again. My ruined body yearns to reap death in this world. And when this foul urge calls, it possesses my whole being. Injured beyond repair. I know nothing besides this. I must resist the dark urge, lest it consume my mind. I must discover who I was and what happened to me before my twitching knife hand writes a tragedy in blood.
Now, first things first, how cool do the Dragonborn models look? Equally, that feels really, really interesting. But do we go for it, or do we just go for our own created character without this? I think I'm going to leave this. The only reason I say it is because you're going to likely and ignore party members. One thing I don't think that's in the game is kind of a skill check to decide if you're going to give in to your dark urge or not. So I think we're going to give that a miss. We're going to go through and create a character. We'll say custom. We're going to say race. I think we might... Do we go dragon? Let's go Dragonborn, shall we? It's a cool one because they get some special features which we'll go into in a second. But we get to choose a sub-race, which could be a black dragon, a blue dragon, etc., etc. And they all have, if we look down here, different types of skills. So you can see, or kind of affinities with the elements. So you can see here, a bronze dragon is lightning, whereas red obviously is fire, whereas green is acid or poison. You know, all pretty cool things here. I think we're going to go... Should we go red? Let's go red. Red is pretty cool. Although I do like the chrome ones. They're pretty sweet as well. This is lightning. Do we go lightning? Silver is frost. Oh, there's too many to choose from. I hate it. Here's what we can do. I'm going to put a pause in here. We'll go through that. I'll choose the character. We'll build the character. Then I'll come back and explain what we've got. Okay, we're back with our Dragonborn, our red Dragonborn, meaning that we have an affinity with fire. And we have decided to go Bard class. You know, music is more than a fancy. It's a power. Through study and adventure, you master song, speech, and the magic within. And we've chosen some cantrips and some spells, and we've got some actions and some class features. We'll go through all of that a bit later. We've also chosen our starting instrument, which is a lyre. We've got our background skill, which is, or sort of story, which is an entertainer. You live to sway and subvert your audience, engaging common crowds and high society alike, preserving art and bringing joy to the hapless and downtrodden, heightens your charismatic aura. And then we've got some skills, and I've just tweaked these a little bit, nothing too major. But this is us. This is our character. I haven't played a bard before, so I'm intrigued by how it works in this game. Hopefully that means we're not too weak on the combat, but we do get some buddies as we go through this, so they'll be able to help us out. And I'm just going to zoom in so you can see what our character looks like. I have to say these character models look so good with the blue tints there as well. Looks really nice. Love the fact that they've got the lyre on the back and the elaborate clothes. I'm going to hit continue, and we've decided to call our character Nerdinash. So we're gonna get started with our Dragonborn. Here we go.
You need a guardian.
I need a guardian. I'm going to hit random 4 times. Whatever the 4th one is, we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same as the first one, I think. Perfect. Venture 4th. Here we go. Well, well, well. I have to say that intro is so good. So good for an intro with no words or anything. It's an exciting one. It gives a good picture as to kind of there's so many questions it raises for me. And we'll go through some of those as we wander around the ship. But one of my first questions is, how did we end up here? Why were we on here before we ended up at the city? There's lots of questions as to why we were here. But this is us. Look, this is the game. It's an RPG game. It switches into turn-based mode when we're playing.
Someone else got out.
When we're playing the actual game, and there's a few things we can do when you walk around. You click obviously where you want to go. If we hold Alt, it will tell us anything else that's in the close proximity that we can loot. It doesn't show everything, so like, we can click on this nursery and do something with it.
That thing came from the parasite now writhing behind your eye.
And the narrator is so good. Investigation. So D&D, if you don't know, is based on dice rolling. You have a character sheet which says what your character is good and bad at, so obviously based on your skills. And each time you do a check, you want to do something. I want to investigate this pool, I want to jump over this ledge, I want to do this, I want to do that. You roll a dice. That dice is a 20-sided dice, and you add your stats to it. And that's what we're about to do now. So you can see here, investigate the pool. It's an investigation check. Our investigation is 12. You can see that to the right there. And that means we get a +1 to our rolls. So 10 is considered normal, and therefore you get a 0 added to your rolls. If you're under 10, you get a negative. If you're above 10, you get a positive. And it goes up every 2 from there. So because we're on 12, we get to roll 1 die. So if we hit this click to roll, we're looking to beat a 10. So obviously we need anything higher than a 9 on this dice. And we're going to hit go. And we do get it. So it's a successful check, which means we're going to learn something about what we're looking at.
The casing is fragile. The slightest touch could cause it to crumble.
Okay. Is that good or bad? Let's reach towards the pool. Clearly it was bad as we got flown across the room. Now in the bottom corner here you can see the combat log, and we'll try and leave this up a little bit so we can just keep a track of what's going on. You can see here, ouch, my head, someone else got out, started a conversation, succeeded an investigation check, nursery shot, nerd in ash for 3 force damage. And we can see over here my character is now down to 7 out of 10 hit points. So not ideal. Now I kind of knew that was going to happen because I've done it before, but it does give us a few things that we can do as we go. So what we're going to see over here is there is a dead mind flayer. If you don't know what a mind flayer is, just really bad news in D&D. You don't want to run into them. They do a lot of things with like telekinesis and psionics and sort of control your thoughts, and we'll find that as we go later on. We've also got this restoration pod, and what that does is that can heal you. It does a few other things than that. We're going to talk about spell slots in a bit, but we'll crack on from here. We're going to go through this sphincter. We'll crack on from here, and we'll figure out the rest as we go. So we move into the next room. We can see that there's a dead body over here and an illithid record. So an illithid is the species of mind flayer.
Of goblins, their habits and histories flash into your mind.
So yeah, whenever you see illithid, exactly the same as a mind flayer, I think. I mean, some of these things will be not 100% true, but you can see there's some rune slates over here. We can come and click on some of these.
A schematic of a nautiloid flashes into your mind. Nerves, sinews, as much living being as ship.
And the nautiloid is the ship that we're on. Now, I don't know too much about the ship. I don't know too much about the people who are on the dragons. I haven't played too much D&D to know too much about them, but I get the feeling we're going to find out a little bit as we go.
1,000 years of humanoid history. Elves, dwarves, humans, and more flash behind your eyes.
Okay. We can see someone up here, so we're going to head up. and we'll head down this way.
Here we go.
Oops, wrong button.
You've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us. Please. Before they return. They return.
So you can see up in the top left-hand corner, we failed our perception check. So there was something we could have found out that we didn't because we weren't very perceptive. Who am I talking to, a man or a brain?
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You know no creature like this. One that is more brain than person.
So again, we failed our Arcana check, so something magical we couldn't quite ascertain as to what it is. I think you're past the point of saving.
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
Okay. Inspect the exposed brain. So we're going to do another intelligence check. Again, we've got a 10 to beat. And a natural 20. So whenever you get a natural 20, good things can happen. Okay? Whenever you get a natural 1, bad things are likely to happen.
A swelling of the brain causing pressure where it strains against the shell of the skull.
So a critical success and have automatically passed. Okay, so we notice that there's pressure on the brain. We could use our strength, which is a -1. We're a bard. Why do we need to be strong? We could use our dexterity, which is a +2. We need to be quite dexterous to perform and do all of those things. We could use our medicine and we have an advantage, which means we get to roll 2 dice and take the top. We get that from our wisdom because we're a clever or a wise bard. We're going to do a medicine check. So we get to roll 2 dice. We're going to add 1 to it because of that. So we got a 19. If we ever have disadvantage, we roll 2 dice. We take the lower. So we're up to a 20. And that's a success. Not a critical success, but a success. We've got our big old hands getting in there.
The brain lifts from the skull. But you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should it prove a threat.
And I think this is where we have to start making our first choices. Would our character mutilate the brain? Would he think, I know what I'm going to do, I'm going to mutilate the brain? I'm going to say that Nerdanash is not that kind of guy. You know, he's going to give it the benefit of the doubt for now.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
The creature pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed.
What's at the helm?
Brain tenses, as though querying an unseen advisor.
Do you not hear it? We will not survive here. We are needed to navigate. We are needed to leave this realm.
Now what we know from that is that our ship, when they were connecting those sort of tendrils and pinging it, we were moving to different realms. And the last one we ended up in was hell, which is why all of those imps were flying towards the ship, because we were trying to get away from the dragon riders, and we ended up here, as far as I can make out. I'll go, but not with you. What should I call you?
Us. We are us.
I get the feeling that Nerdanash is going to be trying to gather as much information for his next song, right? Let's say, all right, let's go. And before we go any further, what we should probably do is this, right? How do you feel about that, brain? You enjoying it? Look at us go. Now, I don't really know what this is going to come to fruition for, but we can perform, right? Let's loot this corpse. There's nothing there to loot. Let's get going. So we're going to head back to, where the heck are we? Over here. And we're going to go down. We'll wait for the little brain, us to get on here. No longer a newborn. Interesting. So he's got 21 health, whereas we've only got 10, as you can see here. We can hold Alt just to see if there's anything else to pick up. It doesn't look like it. We're going to keep moving with our little friend in tow. And the dragons are still fighting, as you can see. There's a lot going on.
Abomination. This is your end.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
Ugh. My head. What is this? Ugh. Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
What made you think I was a fraud?
We carry mind flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, mind flayers.
We are turning into mind flayers. There must be something we can do.
We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
Hell yeah, it will. Me and my brain. Okay, so we're coming into our first combat. And this is where it will move to turn-based. Now, outside of this kind of tutorial introduction, we might have been able to sneak up on these and therefore have advantage against attacks, those sorts of things. But what we can see here is we've rolled initiative, and I don't know if it shows you the initiative rolls over here. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. When we expand this, it doesn't look like it does. But so each of us rolls initiative, and you can see up here they've been put in order. So we all get to go, then the imps get to go. So we should probably be able to deal with these. We'll send us over here, and we can see down here we can dash, which takes an action. We've got a bonus action here, which is jump. We've got another action, we've got an action, and we've got an action. Now, the way D&D works is you get to move. You can do that at any point in time. You can split it up. You can do what you want. You get to take an action, which is usually kind of a big action. That might be punching something or shooting an arrow or something, quite large. And then you get a bonus action, which are really these sort of small type actions like jumping or drinking a potion or flicking a lever, something like that. So we get sort of free things to do, and we can see down here Brain doesn't have a huge amount. He can just use his little claws, but what he can do is run over here and attack this imp. We hit it for 9 damage and killed the imp, and then we can continue to move over this way, and that's the end of Brain's go. Now it's us. I think we're going to have a very quick look at some of our actions, because there's more down here to look at. So what you can see here is we've got jump, we've got a dip a weapon into a surface to alter the surface or enhance the weapon. So you might be able to dip it into poison or acid or fire, etc, etc. We've got hide from enemies by succeeding a stealth check, stick to the dark to avoid sight lines, might be able to give us an advantage. We can shove, so if we're ever close to someone near a ledge, we might want to try and do that. You can see it's a bonus action distinguished by that little triangle there. We've got improvised weapon, so we can pick something up or an item or a creature and use it as a melee attack. We can throw something. We could dash. We can help up someone who's been downed. We can disengage. Disengage is really important. If you're standing next to an enemy and you want to move somewhere, if you don't disengage, they will most likely get an attack of opportunity against you and have a free attack when you try to run away. So we'll talk about that in a bit more detail. We've got unarmed strike, which does 1 damage. We've got ranged attack, which if we hit does 3 to 8 damage. We've got piercing shot, which does 3 to 8 damage, and the possibility of inflicting a gaping wound. We've got fire breath. Now we've got this because we're a dragon. We can run up to it. We can do our fire breath, and it will take 2d6 fire damage, 2 to 12 damage. Then we've got some spells. Now what you'll see at the top here, we've got two little tabs. One, if we click, just brings up our spells, and because we are a bard, we get a collection of spells, and we have 2 spell slots. So you can only use these spells twice before you have to go for a sleep, take a long rest, and recover. So we have to be a little bit careful about what we use here. The spells we took are healing word, so we can heal someone. Sleep, put a creature into a magical slumber. We took Bane, which up to 3 creatures receive a 1d4 penalty. So when they roll their d20, they also have to roll a d4 and then deduct one result from the other. That's their attack roll. And then Speak with Animals, because we thought it would be fun. And then cantrips wise, we took 2. We took Vicious Mockery, which is insult a creature, so it has disadvantage on its next attack. It rolls 2 dice, and it has 1d4 psychic damage. So it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does sort of debuff the enemies. And Friend, gain advantage on charisma checks against a non-hostile creature. So the only thing really we can do here that's going to help us is try and put this to sleep, or use our crossbow. And I think, you know what, we'll use sleep just so you guys can see it. So we're going to take sleep, and we're going to choose an area, and we're going to do it. And it will pick all of those things in that area. Cannot find target. I wonder if these guys are immune to sleep. Interesting. Because I think there has to be a certain... Can we come out of this? There has to be a certain target. So it could be that these guys are immune to it, or, you know, we're just not... Oh no, we had to click on it. Okay, so we do get to choose. But if it goes over, it will do someone else in that area. Let's have a little look at what I mean by that. So here we go. This guy is now sleeping, which means we get 2 turns before they wake up, I think it is, to do something else to them. We can't really do anything else. We can't fire our bow. We don't have an action. We can have a look at bonus actions. We could take a potion. We can give Bardic Inspiration, which we're going to do, and we're going to give that to our buddy here. Bardic Inspiration gives them a bonus on their go, and that's it for our go. We can move forward a little bit. We'll hide behind the brain. Job done. And now it's your turn. So we're going to run up, and we're going to give this imp a big old beating. And now we should do really well with this, because we're going to have all sorts of bonuses. We've got our Bardic Inspiration. We've got them asleep, which means it's probably an automatic crit because they can't defend themselves. All sorts of bonuses happening there. And we can end the turn here. Okay, so if we change over to you, we can run you forward. And then I think we can attack. Nice. And everyone was dealt with. Now we're going to loot. So we've got a potion of speed. We've got a bulb of some kind. We've got a scimitar. And we'll just loot whatever we can while we're here. There's a throwing axe, it looks like. There's a dead thrall down here. We've got a crossbow, which is what we've already got. But obviously we want to take these because, you know, we can sell them when we find somewhere with some traders, right? So we'll be picking these things up as we go.
Swift as my feet can
now,
carry me.
what I'm really intrigued about, you can see down here, one of our 2 spell slots is gone. I'm really intrigued if we click on this, if we get it back. And we do. That wouldn't normally happen. This is because it's the tutorial, but you can see we've got our spell slots back to use again. We've got a few more items that we can pick up here. Now we can climb our way up. And over here, we've got some more gold. We'll take that, and we'll continue our journey up this mesh. Lovely. Okay, we're waiting for our brain friend and Laziel. I'm not entirely sure how Bardic Inspiration is working. Toggle passive feature, add 1d6 bonus to your next ability check. So not against an attack. I don't think it's against an attack. I think it's only If we make her do an Arcana check, for example, let's head this way, because ironically we're coming up to one of those things. So we come into this room, we can see a few things going on, and equally what we can see is these little screens, I guess, and we can come up to them and we can do Arcana checks on these. But what we'll notice is that we are not the best. So if we just come over here and double click on you, how do we bring up our character sheet? Can't remember. Is it over here? Party view, and then character sheet. So what we'll find is our skills here. So our intelligence is 12, and each one of those then links into other things. So you can see our intelligence skills are Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature. We're not very good at Arcana. We didn't make the check. Equally down here we can see that we're really good at Charisma, +3. Then we get proficiency. So if we've done a lot of it in the past, we get that added to our skills. So what we're going to do now is if we come out of here, we can click on Laziel, I'm not sure that's how you say it. Now she can have a little read. She used her bardic inspiration. She failed as well. So not ideal. We've figured one out. This one says unleash. Okay, let's not press any of those buttons just yet. Let's come over here, because there's someone in this pod.
You! Get me out of this damn thing!
Say please.
No time for stragglers.
Look for a latch. You might open the lid.
Construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
This ship is crashing. Do you intend to die for a
All right, chill out. This lady is really over the top a lot of the time. I mean, she really pushes it. The pod is stuck fast. I can't free you.
Wait! That can't be. There has to be another way. Please!
It cannot be helped. Come.
We'll figure it out. Don't you worry. There's a machine here. Maybe that'll help.
The console appears dormant.
Look for a switch.
The mechanisms are completely unrecognizable at first, but then you spy an empty socket.
Okay. Well, obviously we've got to hit it, right?
The console remains dormant.
Worth a try. Okay. We'll be back.
Whatever fits in that socket must power this thing.
Well, these guys over here. Let's have a little look at them.
Flickers in his eyes.
Oh my lord.
But he seems totally unaware of his surroundings.
Hold on, can we... We can't pickpocket. Okay. What else we got over here? We have a dark mind.
Brain in a jar.
Faint images appear in your mind. A brain, a Githyanki warrior, and centuries of darkness.
You need thieves' tools to open this lock. We don't have any, so we can't try. So we'll keep going. Maybe we'll find a key.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Okay, there's a brain wandering around.
How many hosts of these
Oh, there's also a dead thrall here. We should definitely loot them. And we found a key. Nice. Let's keep going.
I'll give it a shot.
Dazed woman is trapped inside the pod. She doesn't notice you.
Okay. I mean, why wouldn't... It's D&D, right? You just walk up and push
As you
buttons.
place your hand on the pod,
That's all you do.
hear something. A presence connected to the pod, commanding the person inside to change.
Oh dear.
Change her. Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified, this may be our fate.
So we've just seen what might happen to us.
Get out of here before it's our turn.
What else have we got? A couple more healing potions. We should probably share those out. A slave mind. Not entirely sure what that is. An eldritch rune, a strange energy buzzes through this object. Some part of a bigger machine. We get a candle and some gold. Nice.
I want those controls next to the pod.
Okay.
The newborn mind flayer stares at you, weak and dazed.
Nice. I don't know if there's anything we can do to deal with that. I don't think there is, so we'll just keep heading back this way. Now we should be able to come back over to this terminal, right?
The console appears dormant.
Insert the rune into the socket. Don't worry, love, we've got you.
Comes to life. But what is its purpose? Will it free the captive or transform her like that other unfortunate?
Well, let's hope it does the former. We're using Arcana again. We're probably going to fail this, right? We suck at it. Oh, a 17 plus 1. Nice. So there is a thing in this game called karmic dice, which means if you fail a load of chances, load of rolls, eventually it's going to give you better luck. Going to give you a pass. I've turned that off, right? There's no fun in that, right? We want to know that it's completely
Pulsing
random.
glow and organic lines of the device make it seem more like a beating heart than a machine. This device is different from the one that caused the other captive to transform. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod.
Place your hand on the console. Here we go.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. The parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
Illithid wisdom. So we get this because we've got a tadpole in us, and because of our wisdom, will the pod open? Now this one is a difficulty class of 2 and we get a +1, so we should be okay. Only just. I wonder if we'd have got a natural 1 there if it wouldn't have worked, because it's a sort of an auto
Feel
failure
the
really.
mechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Nice.
At last. I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a Gith with you.
You keep dangerous company.
Got a problem with Gif Yankee?
More that Gith have a problem with everyone else. But there's more important matters right now. Survival. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
Did you feel what I just felt? We were in each other's
I
heads.
did. It must be because of those parasites they put in us. But that'll have to wait. Are we going to help each other or not?
Well, I think since you're so polite and friendly, yeah.
Shadowheart. One moment.
What was that?
It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter.
I don't
We
trust
need to
her.
get to
Hold
the
on, I
helm.
don't
Now.
trust her.
She's right. Lead on.
No, but I don't think you're listening. I don't trust her. Right, so we should come over here, and we've got a few buttons that we can press, right? So what we can do is we can try with Shadowheart to read the rest of these.
I'll read the script.
Hold on, we can try with Shadowheart to read the rest of these.
What's this gibberish?
No, you don't get it either,
Means nothing to me.
and you don't get it either. So we're just going to choose one of these, right? Let's go this one. Oh, okay, we killed these. We killed these guys. I mean, they're cultists, right? They weren't friendly. They weren't friendly, were they? They were cultists. You never met a friendly cultist. A little bit of gold and a quill or a feather, one or the other. And then we've got our chest over here, which I'm assuming that key was for. And we get onyx and gold. And we've used the gold key. Love it. Okay. Should we keep going?
Never wanted the easy path.
Here we go. So we can come over here and we can use this. Now we do just need to be a bit careful. If you run into the fire, you will set on fire or take fire damage.
Once inside, do as I say. Who put you in charge?
I'll trust my own judgment.
Jeez, these two.
Cane yank.
Here we go. There's a mind flyer eating some brains.
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Okay, so we're taking all orders
Deal with the gate after we
from the mind flayer
Connect the nerves. Nerves.
and a little brain.
Them.
Okay. But there are some enemies that we need to fight. And we can see our initiative have all been rolled. Now what happens here, interestingly, I think if you roll next to each other, you can choose your turn. Whereas if, let's say, she rolled in between these, we wouldn't be able to do that with all of them. But we get to choose our turn with all of these. So we're going to send you over here, I guess, to attack you. Nice. An 8 is enough to kill this one. Lovely. And then I think we keep you running down this way, right? Perfect.
Time to push my luck again.
Now it's our go. Maybe we head this way and we could do like a piercing shot with the opportunity to get a gaping wound. 70% chance to hit. And we miss. Not ideal. Is what it is, right? We'll end our turn there. Now we've got you. We're just going to run up and hit you, I guess. And we'll miss again. We suck. Now we do have some things here we can do. A level 1 spell slot. We could put on Shield of Faith, which will just defend us a little bit. I think we're okay. I was hoping we'd do a little bit better, but that's fine. We can also attack with you. And there we go. We get the kill. So there's still one loitering around over there, but that's fine. We can move up a little bit. Now these two are having a big old battle. He's now stunned. It's like a fight to the end over here. So we're going to send old Brainy Boy, I think. We're going to dash you up here. So we can click dash. Now what dash does is it means you give up your action for another bit of movement. So we're going to run over here and stand next to this dude just to give him something else to think about. Okay. Now we don't want to fight this fella. Well, we do want to fight this fella, but we can't really. We're too weak. But we're going to try and do some damage and see if we can kill him before we have to leave. Over here, you can see we've got 14 turns to get away from here. I'm just going to hit end turn because I think everyone has done their thing. And now you're going to come over here. And I guess we could do that. But what we might do is do Vicious Mockery on you. It might pass, it might fail. He saved the check, so we didn't get that to go off, which is a bit disappointing. That would have given him a disadvantage, and that would have been good for all of us. I think we're just going to switch over to you, and we'll probably fire this arrow. Critical hit. Nice. So we rolled a 20. Didn't do much damage, which is a bit disappointing, but we're going to run this way. And we'll end our turn with you. And then you're not going to be able to make it. So I think what we'll do is we do have Guiding Bolt, but we want to save that. I think we dash, right? I think we take our dash action. And we're just going to run right next to you. So if this thing tries to run away, we should get an attack of opportunity. And if it decides to stay, then so be it. He's telling us to leave him be. So we're going to try and kill this dude without doing too. I mean, he's. If we examine him, look, you'll see that he's a level 8 and his skills are really high. Plus, he has loads of resistance. So even if you hit him, he only takes half damage. Yeah, there is a lot going on here that we cannot really hit him. And you can see he's got a passive feature. So he's has 2 bonus to their armor class. So he's at 18. So it's really difficult to hit him. You've failed your little attack. So that's you done. I think we're going to try and we could heal you. We could give you Bardic Inspiration. Let's do it. That was a bonus action. Then I think we're going to cast Bane. Or we need to move a little bit. So let's move forward. And we'll cast Bane in here, which is going to give these a negative roll, in theory. You saved against the Bane. What about you? Did you fail or... And then we're going to move up a little bit. Okay, so that's you done.
Concentrate.
Now, in theory, we should be able to hit you, but I think I'm going to run you forward to hit this dude. We'll use our sword, and we'll just run up and hit you. Nice, and then we'll run up this way a little bit. Okay, that's you done. And then with you, I think we're going to give Guiding Bolt, and we're going to try and hit this dude. Again, another miss, unfortunately. We're not very good, and he's pretty strong. So we're going to hit end here. He missed with Bardic Inspiration and then got hit. So you're going to try and hit again. Here we go. We miss again, and this is the point, right? It's so difficult to hit, so we're probably not going to make it. That's the end of your turn. We're going to move forward a little bit, because I know there's more enemies ahead.
Hurry, before they strike.
Yep, we're on it. So we've got a few enemies over here. What we could do is we could cast Sleep, or we could cast Bane, but I think we're probably just going to fire an arrow at this dude. And we hit for 7, job done. And we'll just move here.
I'm ready.
Next up, we could get you running over, but we could also try another Guiding Bolt. What else have we got here? Disguise Self, Blessing of the Trickster. Charm Person. Not going to work. Guidance, Inflict Wounds. I think we're going to try another Guiding Bolt and just see how we do. 40% chance. We miss again. And we'll move forward again.
Time to strike.
And I guess we'll move you forward and we'll try a shot on, I guess, you maybe. Because I don't think the ball can get here in time. That's what I'm gambling on. So that's done. These two are going for it again. And Mind Flayer is in serious trouble, but we'll maybe see if we can heal him. Okay, you're back up. Let's have a go. We miss again. Disappointing.
Still on my feet.
You. I'm going to get you to cast Healing Word on the Mind Flayer. And give him a little bit of heals. And then... Was that a bonus action? It was. Nice. Then we can fire a ranged attack. We miss again. Disappointing. Okay. End of your go. We'll do a cheeky little Sacred Flame. Probably not going to hit, right? Saved on that one. Good. The ball's going to run towards us. It's going to have to dash, so he's not going to be able to attack and dash on the same go. And hopefully that means you can twat him one. Nice. We do kill him. And we can loot. And I think I'm just going to run you forward. Because we need to get to the door to do this thing. Because as you can see, our Mind Flayer friend is at 43 health. You're at 98. And we have tried to hit him about 7 times and have done no damage whatsoever. Ouchie. Okay, there's a couple more things we're going to try. We miss again. So that's the end of your turn. I am going to go into my items and I'm going to take this and I'm going to throw it over here. Nice. Nice. And then we're going to get moving.
Another step forward.
You, I think, are going to cast Firebolt on you. Nice. So we fired him across the room at least. He's now burning. And we're going to move up. Because he might now be angry and be attacking us. I'm not sure how it goes. We'll get you up here ready to press the button. We've got 10 more turns. We've got loads of turns to not worry about it, but I am intrigued. There's another miss. And now some friends are coming along, so we just need to be a little bit careful. I like that bulb was the only damage we managed to do to the commander. Critical miss, nice. Okay, you want to come over here and attack. We miss again. But I don't think we're going to be able to do anything else, so I think it makes sense us to just run over here and then end our turn. Is there anything you can do? Not really. Saved again, good. We'll just head over here. We're at the door, right? He succeeded on every single attack we've made. Here these guys come and they'll dash closer to us again. Again, we've got quite a lot of time for them to get there, but you know, we're never going to kill that fella. He's just too strong. He's down to 16 health. He's still at 77. We're going to try one more attack. Here we go. We miss again. We're going to leave Brain Dude over there. And we're going to come over here and do this.
The helm's alien transponder. You've made it in time.
Well. And that is kind of the tutorial prologue done. That's us done. Now we get into the game proper, and this is where it kind of branches off into a huge number of areas, as you're about to see, and where it makes me very excited for what this game is. If you haven't played it, if you've got a PC that can run it, and you like these sorts of games, I highly recommend it. Especially if you've got some friends that you can play with as well. Really good multiplayer because it kind of leaves choices and you can kind of mess with each other a little bit as well. Really good. Oh dear. That was fortunate. We could have died. And this is us. This is us laying on the beach, surrounded by blood. Waking up.
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull.
We should check ourselves for injuries, right?
Other than the infection, you're more or less intact. A miracle, given everything you've been through, but it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Okay. Well, our journal says we need to find a cure. Here is our journal. Find a cure, escape the Nautiloid, and rescue the Illithus captive. So we've done the objectives we've got so far. This page is going to fill up very quickly. We can also see a few things about our character. So we can see the map. There's a huge map. This is going to expand. We'll see some of those markers. We can see what quests we've got. Inspiration, when a character performs an action. True to their background, they gain experience points. So we might see how some of those things come in a bit later on. Dialogue, we can see the history of all of those things. And then there's all the tutorials. And here is our character, and all of those things. So hopefully the stuff we went through, if you're not familiar with D&D, hopefully some of this makes sense. We'll do our best to explain it more as we go and we encounter various things. There is a clamshell over here. I'm just going to go and pick that up because, loot. We picked up a clamshell. I don't think I can do anything with that. If we go and look at our inventory, we can see all sorts of things that we've got here. We've got a keychain, an alchemy pouch, camp supplies. We've got various other things that we've got here. Humanoid brain, alive and in perfect condition, suspended in cerebral spinal fluid. Nice. Okay. I don't know what they'll come in handy for, but I'm sure they'll come in handy for something. And we're going to wrap up here. So we're going to go wandering around looking for our companions that we met or anyone else, and we're going to pick it up next time. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please let me know in the comments below. It really helps the video grow, especially with a game like Baldur's Gate, where everyone is playing it. And if you decided to spend your time here with me playing it, I really appreciate it. Let me know if you are playing it. Let me know your thoughts on it. And if you want to support the channel, please do check out the YouTube memberships or Patreon page, where we do upload unique content each week. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon.